I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't originally gonna make a video about this topic at first. I'm currently juggling 3 different projects at the moment, which, to anyone that wants to get into making videos, here's my word of advice. Don't do what I'm doing. It's gonna stress you the hell out. But after the announcement of a certain game recently, I just had to give my 2 cents about this topic. Originally, I got the idea to make this video when the rumors started going around that a battle pass system would be implemented into the Suicide Squad game, and to almost nobody's surprise, only a couple weeks later, it was confirmed to have one, to almost everybody's dismay. But I ultimately decided against it since there's already a good chunk of videos talking about this topic and in much greater detail, so I decided against it. But then something absolutely despicable happened. If you don't know, I'm a pretty big Crash Bandicoot fan. I mean, I dedicated an almost 2-hour video talking about this orange marsupial and several hours of pain and suffering playing through each one of his games. So obviously, I was pretty excited when the newest Crash game, Crash Team Rumble, was announced at the Game Awards. And honestly, the gameplay itself looks really chaotic and fun, and I couldn't wait to see what else they had in store. And only 3 months later, we got a new trailer, some gameplay footage, and a few additional information, including its release date, and the fact that it has a battle pass and no single player content at launch. Couple that with the fact that you're already paying either 30 or 40 bucks for the game, and already you're setting yourself up for failure.
Additionally, when someone asked if Crash Team Rumble will have a single player mode, Dan answered saying that in the future you can expect all sorts of interesting modes that they will be making, but that there will not be a single player mode at launch.
It is quite frankly the hump that broke the Bandicoot's back. But even those 2 examples aside, I just find it kind of dumb how every gaming company has to implement a battle pass to their multiplayer based game, even if they really don't need it. And I think now more than ever, people are starting to realize how oversaturated they're becoming. So today, let's talk about the battle pass system, what works, what really doesn't work, and why gaming companies should stop using this approach for future games. It would seem kinda obvious of what a battle pass is, but if you've been living under a rock, let me fill you in. A battle pass is a kind of progression bar combined with a few aspects from loot boxes and gaming subscriptions. They often have 2 versions. The free battle pass, which gives you some cosmetics, but they're either not that many or aren't as rare, and the premium battle pass, which costs money but gives you a lot of cosmetics and items. Many battle passes have a tier system where you can earn these items and you can get them by just playing the game. Well, this type of concept has definitely been done before in the past. It's pretty much a safe bet to say that it pretty much started to become a whole lot popular when Fortnite reintroduced this concept. While a majority of these cosmetics were in the shop and cost a lot of money, the advantage of the battle pass was to have an affordable substitute for more casual players to get cosmetics, and ever since then the battle pass system just became larger and larger. Seems like every AAA game wants to catch the same luck that Fortnite had in the beginning by either implementing their battle pass in their own game or making a new game that's free to play. Seems like an easy win-win for everybody, am I right? Well, not quite. Something that I've yet to mention until now is that battle passes are often included within a season. A season often lasts around 3 to 4 months, with each cosmetic within the battle pass having to do something related to the theme of the season. The problem is that when those 3 to 4 months are over, that means that you get a new battle pass that you have to pay for, and if you didn't get everything from the previous battle pass, then that means that everything that you didn't get will be gone forever, with no chance of you getting it back, or if you do get to see it again, that means that you're gonna have to pay for it for a lot more money, meaning that it will become a lot more rare within time, thus forcing players to buy it so they don't miss out on it. I can't really name a specific game that does this since a lot of them uphold this issue, but surprisingly enough, the only game that I know that completely fixes this issue is Halo Infinite, with it not having a time limit on battle passes and lets you have the option to finish the original battle pass while having a new one going on. It's a really neat feature that I can totally see a lot of people benefiting from if it was implemented in more games. Don't worry though, this is probably going to be the last time you're going to hear me compliment Halo Infinite in this video, because other than that, the battle pass in that game is total dog water. One complaint I hear whenever this is brought up is the fact that you get a pretty long time to complete the battle pass, so by default it's your own fault if you don't finish it. And while that is understandable, there's a pretty big problem with this. And it's the fact that I'm not going to spend my entire day playing this game for a few months straight just for a semi-cool looking skin. And I'm willing to bet that many people who aren't that committed to a game are on the same boat as me. At least to me, while fear of missing out is a decent enough marketing strategy, as a consumer myself, it gives casual players a sense of stress that they're feeling left out of a good chunk of the game. But hey, while on the topic of gameplay, Oftentimes, these type of games will give you EXP, which you can level up your battle pass, plus even more EXP if you do specific daily missions or other missions that are available by just playing the game. You see, the thing about these types of games that include a battle pass is the majority of them don't really care if you're good at the game or what your skill level is. No, what they really care about is player attention. And how do these games get player attention? Easy, by making the game absolutely grindy as hell. Whether that be by giving you a lot less EXP than you exactly thought, or making the challenges really difficult. Whatever the case might be, the grinding will eventually make the game feel a lot more time consuming, thus making the gameplay feel a lot more stale and less rewarding, no matter how fun the gameplay is. I think a game that had a pretty good level progression with its battle pass was Multiverses. It had a lot of missions with its battle pass, but it found a nice balance of making them really simple to level up your character in the battle pass, while also making it really fun at the same time. Oh boy, I definitely hope that they don't decide to backtrack this when they release their first season. That would be embarrassing. For fuck's sake. And if we're going to talk about grindy as hell battle passes, well, this one is definitely not the worst offender of this. Valorant is probably a close second to being the grindiest battle pass of them all. It's honestly really dumb how it has 50 tiers and it takes forever to level up, considering how Valorant matches are pretty damn long. And just like I alluded earlier, Halo Infinite is pretty shitty, and so is its progression system, but in a different way. You see, while you can barely earn EXP while playing Valorant, in Halo Infinite it is required for you to do challenges to earn EXP, and while they aren't as hard as how they originally were, some of the challenges within Halo Infinite are honestly pretty bullshit, and considering how awful the cosmetics in the battle pass are, I wouldn't waste my breath on it. On paper, it does make sense to why these games are grindy. It would help serve longevity for the game, especially in the current landscape where every game is trying to get a player's attention, but it's only a matter of time when playing the same match over and over again will start to become tedious. And unfortunately, sometimes the reward for these games don't make grinding any better. I'm gonna backtrack here for a second. Well, while I appreciate the fact that some games do have a free battle pass, it almost feels like a slap in the face of how shitty some of them look. They often range from being bad reskins to either your character or weapon, depends on what game you're playing, but at times it feels like you're practically getting placeholder items compared to the better stuff that you could buy at the game store individually, and more often than not, costing a lot more than the battle pass itself. This is where the game starts using the rarity label. And listen, it was cute when they had it with loot boxes, at least there it kinda made sense, but here it kind of feels like it's getting tagged on items just for people to feel less bad for buying it. Again, Halo Infinite is quite the great example of this, considering how much worthless junk they have in the battle pass. Like, why do you have to get the shoulder patch for each individual arm? That's fucking stupid. You know, it's kind of weird how I'm mentioning this game when I haven't even played that much of it, but that's besides the point. But if I were to mention another example of a game doing this, well, look no further than Overwatch 2, which, to be honest, is probably the worst offender of all the points I've mentioned till now. But I think that the cosmetics are probably the worst part of the battle pass, because all of them, especially the free rewards, are nothing but really shitty reskins, icons, or voice lines that many people aren't gonna use. But you want to know the worst part about the Overwatch Battle Pass? It's the fact that the new hero within each season can be unlocked in the middle of playing the Battle Pass. But that's not the horrible part. The thing is that you can unlock the new hero instantly if you buy the premium battle pass. So not only does the battle pass remove any ability of gaining cool cosmetics by just playing the game, but in a way makes the game pay to win. Like, how the hell do you screw up this badly for people to start missing loot boxes? Some games have found a pretty good way to lighten up this problem, and that is by, instead of adding shitty reskins, they add the currency they usually buy money with to buy the battle pass. Hell, even enough of that currency to get the battle pass after the one you're playing. That's honestly a really good and consumer friendly option that I don't see being done often in games. Fortnite has been doing this since the start, and there's a clear reason why it's become as popular or relevant as it currently is. Or no, you can just pull multiverses and make your customizables overpriced as fuck and have to force your player to spend real life money on it instead of having an alternative way to earn it by playing normally or even through the premium battle pass. Thanks, WB. Very epic. But you know what, I guess I do have to give some of these games a bit of slack, because at the end of the day, half of these games with a battle pass are free, and they do have to earn an income somehow. So what the fuck is Call of Duty's excuse? This fourth and final problem I already kind of alluded to at the start of the video, but this pretty self-explanatory statement needs to be said. If I'm already paying full price for a video game, then there's absolutely no fucking reason why a game needs a battle pass. Simple as that. And the biggest offender that I've seen doing this at the moment has to be Activision with the Call of Duty franchise. I low-key feel kind of bad for COD in a way. It's been going towards a downward spiral of mediocrity for almost a decade, and it really did not need another reason for players to bash on the franchise, but here we are. You could make an argument for Warzone since that is a free-to-play game, but ever since the release of the Modern Warfare remake, every COD game now has a battle pass, and it's the main way to earn cosmetics in the game outside of the in-game shop. So essentially, you're wasting around $10 to $15, or even more if you buy stuff from the shop, over a full price $60 game. There's just no justification for that. And it doesn't stop at just COD. I already mentioned how the new Suicide Squad and Crash Bandicoot game are going to do this, but did you know that out of all games, Red Dead Redemption 2 has a battle pass? Red Dead Redemption 2, why? Well, it's pretty simple. It makes easy money. You know, it really does make me sad that nowadays every game under the sun now has a battle pass. What seemed to be a great idea at first has now turned into an oversaturated mess of a system. Now, it's not to say that all games that include a battle pass are all bad. Fortnite, for the most part, has a pretty solid foundation for a battle pass, and I like how it lets you pick for whatever item you want in whatever tier you're in. I also heard a lot of positive things about how Death by Daylight and Deep Rock Galaxy handle its system, and how even Crash Bandicoot actually managed to do a pretty decent job with its battle pass system back in CTR Nitro Fieldhead seasonal events by keeping it self-contained and, you know, free. But with those examples aside, I feel like internally the battle pass system is slowly but surely damaging the gaming industry as a whole. It's becoming bloated, and now more than ever we can see the results of how games will end up if they keep following this trend. And that's what it all is, really, a trend. And it's only a matter of time until another gaming company comes up with a new system of monetization to their game, with more companies soon to follow, leaving the battle pass system to drift away, just like many other gaming monetization tactics. And me personally, I can't wait. I'm gonna smoke on that battle pass pack. Well, that said, it's been Manuel D, and I'm gonna go back to the hole where I came from to finish those two other projects. See ya.